welcome back to my channel. Today I have Octavia here. She is the founder of Paper and Coin. She is a financial coach, and today we're going to be talking about mistakes that millennials make when it comes to finances and money. So can you tell us a little bit about Paper and Coin? How did you come about starting it, and give us a little bit about what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. So Paper and Coin is a personal financial coaching service for millennials. We're based here in Toronto, and it was started by myself because I just have such a passion to help millennials with their finances because it's a felt need for our generation.
It really is.
We were not taught financial literacy in school, and it's just such a key part of being an adult.
Yeah.
Hashtag adulting, right? It literally hits every area of your life, and when you don't feel confident or empowered or even equipped with knowledge to deal with those areas, like, you kind of still feel like a kid. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I mean, being a kid is great, but when you have that financial knowledge and you feel empowered with it, you can then make sound decisions for your future. And I feel a lot of millennials just weren't equipped with that.
True, yeah.
And they're not equipped with it.
Well, and even growing up, I feel like talking about money was so much more taboo than it is now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a safe place for you to be able to meet with someone one-on-one, have them look at your actual numbers, because I think a lot of blogs and advice that we get is still very general.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need someone to look at your situation specifically and tell you kind of the advice that you would need based on your goals. So that's what we do.
A lot of times, young people, we don't talk about our finances because we think we're young, we have a lot of time to think about
We don't have any.
We don't have
money.
We have a lot of time. I know, like, we're starting to think about retirement now, and I'm 27, like, why do I need to think about retirement? But it's what you should be doing when you're younger, so it doesn't bite you in the butt later on.
Absolutely.
So as a financial coach, what do you find when people come to meet with you, like a millennial? What are kind of the issues that you're finding facing our generation when it comes to money?
Yeah, first and foremost, just a lack of financial literacy, I think, is the biggest problem. Like, we didn't learn this in school. No. At least not at the elementary or high school level. So that's definitely the first problem, is just the lack of knowledge around finances. Everything from like taxes to retirement investing. Like, most of our clients that come to us, they know what an RRSP is, kind of, in essence, but they don't know what it does, how to use it, what to do with it.
Yeah.
So I think financial literacy is the biggest problem.
What are some of the common mistakes that you see in people that come to you, and what are the steps that you give them in order to avoid them?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things, and it drives me crazy, is not having a budget. And I know, like, even the word budget conjures up, like, feelings of, like, lack, anxiety, like feeling like, oh, I have no money.
Right.
So yeah, they just have literally no idea. So I'll say, oh, how much do you spend on transportation or groceries? And they have absolutely no idea. And so when you have a budget, then you know, this is how much I'm spending a month on transportation. This is how much I'm spending a month on average on groceries or eating out and things like that. So not living on a budget is probably the biggest problem, I think.
And do you feel like people are just scared to look at the numbers?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm scared.
And the fact that they're not living on a budget is the reason, this is the first problem I see, or the second, I guess, and it kind of goes hand in hand, is that they end up using their credit cards to kind of pick up the slack when they don't have money left.
Yeah, no,
right?
It's true,
And that was the problem I had when I was kind of starting on my own personal financial journey years ago, is that, again, keeping up with the Joneses, more in the sense of I wanted to keep up having fun with my friends. So if my paycheck ran out after all the bills and everything went, and a friend would say, hey, let's go watch a movie, and grab dinner and also a coffee, like, it turns into this $100 night.
It's true.
And I didn't want to say no because I didn't want to miss out on the fun. So when I didn't have the money, I would just use my credit card to, like, pick up the slack. But those little things end up adding up quickly, and before you know it, you look at your bill at the end of the month or whatever, and you're flabbergasted, and then it's just this cycle, this negative cycle. One of the problems that millennials also face is that they're only making minimum payments on everything.
Yeah.
Whether that's a student loan or a credit card bill. In order to actually make any dent in your debt, you have to be aggressive with it.
And what do you think about investing? Because I know
I love it.
We see a lot of that, and I feel like the younger generation is getting more into investing, whereas I feel like when growing up, it seemed like something that my dad would do.
Yeah.
You know, I hear about it a lot more now than I ever have. So what do you think about that? Is there any recommendations that you have when it comes to investing?
Yeah, absolutely. Investing is going to be one of the best things you ever do in your life. It's actually addicting as well. It just is the same way of like seeing that debt number go down, seeing your investments go up. It's fun. Yeah, it is definitely something that we just always saw like old men talk about, and you just thought, what's an RRSP or a TFSA? Or if you're in the States, a 401k or a Roth IRA. So these sound like another language, but it's definitely something you need to be doing. So if you're in your 20s, if you start now, you don't have to contribute as much in your investments in order for it to grow. So the longer you wait, the harder it actually is to gain more income from your investments. So basically with investments, the longer time you give it, the longer time you have to build compound interest, which basically means the amount you're putting in is earning interest, and then that becomes the principal and you're earning more interest. So it's just like stacking on top of each other. So it's really fun to see that money grow. But again, it's super key that you start early, because don't put it off until you're like 40 and retirement's around, well, not around the corner.
But it's closer than it is when you're 25. Yeah,
exactly. And the thing is, unless you want to be working until you're like 75, 80 years old, which I do not, then you have to be investing. Like you have to put in the effort now. And the good thing is, if you're starting in your like mid to late 20s, even your early 30s, you don't have to put as much in per month. Again, this goes back to having a budget. You have to budget to invest. Like you have to think ahead of time. Okay, I want to be able to put aside at least $100 a month even. Like if you can do that, then that's actually, you're already ahead of the game for most people.
Okay, so somebody that's watching and they're like swimming in debt, or they just want to start, they want to plan for their future, but they don't know how. What are the top 3 things right now you think they should just cut out of their budget?
Oh my gosh. Definitely eating out. We all love to do it.
It's true.
It's like mine and my husband's love language. It's food, and not having to cook the food, right? So I think eating out is definitely one of the things you can quickly save a lot of money, and it's not like a huge change to like a lifestyle, so to speak.
You're still gonna eat somewhere.
You're still gonna eat food, right? Like you're not gonna stop.
Not at the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. And that would definitely be the first thing, and that makes it, especially when you're in a couple. Like a meal out is like minimum $80 to $100.
I know,
like a date night out, right? So that's definitely the easiest way to save up quickly or put towards debt or whatever your goal is. One thing I find with Toronto millennials, and I'm sure this is across any major city, but Uber. You guys, walk, take transit. Like, people are using Uber like it's a private chauffeur.
It's true.
It's just, you just sometimes accidentally, oops, I ordered an Uber. Like, that I'm seeing with my clients, that so much of their budget is going towards Uber. So,
cut that.
I think be very, very frugal when it comes to Uber. It's not cheap. It's definitely meant to be for those times that you like really direly need a ride.
That's true.
And the other thing I guess I would say, and this one's a bit controversial, but like coffee. You know, you hear this all the time, like takeout coffee is like the enemy. I would say if you're having a latte every day at Starbucks, that quickly adds up.
$6.
$6 a day.
If it's just one a day.
That's right. That's right. So maybe try to limit that if you can, but I know for me, I spend $2 a day on a Starbucks coffee, and it makes me happy, but I also budget for it. So if you're struggling, then maybe that's an area you can cut that would quickly help you save some money. But if you're able to afford it and you budget for it and you plan, I'm gonna have $10 worth of coffee this week, plan for it. And again, don't go into debt for your coffee habit. So
that's so good. Because you know, a lot of times people, they don't realize what their money is going to. So taking control and actually like pushing away your anxiety and looking at the cold hard facts. It actually empowers you to live more free. Thank you so much, Octavia, for being here and for talking to us about this. Octavia also has a special offer for all of the viewers on today. If you head over to her website, paperandcoin.ca.
Yeah, so paperandcoin.ca/discount10, so discount 10. You actually can get 10% off our master plan consultation. So that's a 2-hour consultation with a financial coach that you lay out all the goods and they look at it, and we would set you up with a budget and a plan. So depending on your goals, whether that's paying off your student loan, learning how to live on a budget, even learning about investments, which is, again, we talked about, super key, and a lot of people don't know anything about it. So we actually walk you through what that would look like for you. So it's very customized, it's very personalized, and you can get 10% off if you go to paperandcoin.ca/discount10.
Amazing. Well, thank you again for being here, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you again for another video. Bye.
Bye.